Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Coming live from Fiber Heart, children of God. All right, so we're going to just take a quick look at these beautiful things here. I had the phone tilted different, thinking maybe it might help, but I doubt it. Let's see if I... All right. The one closest to me is fresh green tea. We consider the leaf form. And I am certified in certain areas, but I'm not going to be listing my credentials. Quite frankly, I wouldn't be able to even remember all my certifications. One of them was in the form of reiki. I took online exams. I had it under healing. Another one is I was ordained as a minister. That was to do weddings and funerals. And the only people that were, the few that did get a hold of me were gay. And I said I didn't, even though I wanted gays to have freedoms, I don't think I could marry gay people. Okay, so, and not because don't think that I just can't, okay? I can't. So, I don't need to explain myself. Okay, so, because I keep getting flagged, and I'm sick of it. And I know that this is just going to get shut down because I didn't write down all my strikes. Okay, so what's exciting, we're going to go back to the tea right now. So, let's say I have a certificate to marry people or conduct ceremonies, funerals, weddings, or really any kind of ceremony. Okay, but then I also have some form of like a healing arts Reiki certification. I am certified as a nonprofit grant writer, but I got out of practice of writing, and you can't go by my abilities now because that was way back when, but it was called an alumni, so it was like Zocklien and Associates. I have 3 years into a bachelor's. Half of that is performing voice, mostly voice classes. The one part of it will say upwards of 40 some credits or more. So that would have been dedicated to in the realms of voice, music, improv-ish, acting training. Okay, so then I did not complete my bachelor's because they stacked all the history up at the end, and I had learned different formats, and I think there was something else really going on. It was just dreadful for me. It was so dreadful. And I kept asking them if we could just shift them around, and then it became a money thing. And then there was some kind of issue there's something going on, as always. So, and Ashford got shut down, so it was like, I don't even know how to retrieve my credits. If for some reason the old lady wanted to try to finish up her bachelor's, I'm probably forgetting some other certifications in there, but they wouldn't be like major. So is that going to cover me, YouTube, when I'm just showing tea that I bought for me and my husband because it's beautiful, and I got to go to a store and have it weighed and bagged up. So then the one closest to the avocado seeds I have soaking, hoping I could get a crack and figure out a sprout. Never done it. It's never worked once in my life. The back one is dried rose petals. This one over here is hibiscus. This here is exciting because it's so aromatic. All of these are quite aromatic, but the strawberry and raspberry green tea, that is actually phenomenal, and I was overcharged. But we got a decent amount, but not a ton. And these are literally freeze-dried strawberries and raspberries. And it's really good. And when you brew this up, and I add a little bit of a Essiac tea too. Not much of the Essiac because it's a cleaner. It's a soother also of intestinal lining. So this is hibiscus over here. Dried hibiscus. For instance, if you weren't here last year with me, when this is brewed, it does just this beautiful, like, light pink shade in the tea, and it's just delicious. And I use a tea ball. Do you know what that is? All right, so for one person or two, I'm going to say more one. It depends on what you were using. It's like a boop, boop, and a snap your nose. Okay, and then we have, this is the one I do in the larger. And this tea that I did this last time, I don't know if it's as quite as pink. I ended up having to tie a string here, which was kind of a bummer because I'm like, well, it looks like it's been used quite a bit. It has, but maybe it's been used for. Here's another, because even though you're using, sometimes when you're getting into stuff like this, and for instance, the Asiak, it has kind of like a powder in it. It's I don't know which herb. I am not a doctor though, but I am certified in certain areas. But the sad part is they just simply wouldn't let me ever get up running. And I could show you a list of thousands and thousands of stations with people literally having sex on YouTube, more or less. Completely inappropriate pushes of agendas that are so disturbing with the children, but yet me just saying, I don't know, I think maybe we need to figure out how not to be, sex pigs and not use abortions like, here, I'm going to get this knocked down, like birth control. There's other options, you know what I mean? How about just rubbing one off, you know what I mean? How many abortions do you get before you start going, maybe I just shouldn't keep getting abortions? Or if you can't stop getting women pregnant, maybe I should get my sperm tied up. All right, so we have that on the list here. And then I pretty much cleared off the top of the dog crates. But what we're going to do here is, I cut these. I haven't decided. I know with the styrofoam ones, which I don't even know if I really want to put my pods in those. Well, who cares, right? We're literally drinking chemicals out of the air. So anyhow, and the reason you would know that is if you live in an area where there's close enough industrial and things, you just go into air quality. Check your air quality every day. Around here, like last year, the year before, some other years I've noticed, a lot more days where it says people with sensitivities, allergies, whatever, stay indoors. Or limit your exposure outside. I see those lists a lot more than I used to. Okay, so what we're going to do, though, is so then I take it like this. They do this in school with kids and stuff. Is then I'm going to put dirt, and I'm going to put my little seedlings in. Now, it's still up and down, and I'm a little too anxious probably to get my pods going. I've made that mistake 2 or 3 times in my life here in Michigan. You get so excited when it starts to look like summer, spring, and it can trick you. It can trick you because we got to wait for sure of the last frost. Sometimes that's not always a guarantee. Sometimes there's another sneaky frost that comes in. But outside of that, I had showed these the other night. As for the these are biennials, so hopefully I can get them, like I said, established where they'll come back. And then I had the flowers we bought. This was my birthday gift last year. And the hope is this year, we are going to try to do like a joint birthday gift to see a comedian we both like. Like, we like them. Actually, he gets a little too dirty. John's like, it's too far for me. And John's not real big on the guys that like to, he tolerates it to a certain degree. agree. The ones that really seem to like to dress up like women pretty frequently. Now, granted, it's become a bigger trend, I believe, because the upset with this push on the kids about sex and stuff too soon. But these are just gorgeous. These is 100,000 seeds per bag. I mean, do they really know that? But over 100,000. Well, I'm gonna just get counting there. We're gonna count up these 100,000 seeds. The thing is that I think the guy across, he is going like downhill mentally heavily. But it's him, and I don't know if he works with the other guys that, I guess I'm not going to be allowed to grow stuff out front, like flowers. I wouldn't be doing edibles. I mean, it's technically they said it's a leach field, but what has me a little confused about that is that there is a drain, a city sewage type drain on the road. I've called it a street. This is a road. This is a main, not a main road, but it's a road. And I shared these last fall because this just was beautiful packaging. Okay, 11 minutes. The other thing about the eclipse, it is kind of odd. There's going to be like a cross. There would be, if someone had the equipment or the ability to see it. Now, I'd like to back check on that at whatever point and really check about this scratch thing. And just because we never got this ceiling done when we got here. So I also am excited to say I broke down and got some, I also have organic, it's like an organic tab to prevent or reduce the production of mosquito eggs in the pool. And I have not checked on the bottom feeders. It's probably not good. But the thing is it didn't get like super bad. That they might have been okay. But the thing is, I don't have like a boiler, like a bubbler type thing going yet, and oxygenator, and the 2 lots, and probably more even down the way here over this way, get real swampy on the back. And I have to be prepared for the flies, and then start combating like the fly, like figuring it out more. But if you got sandy loam nearby, even flies for whatever reason, it's sandy loam, and it's another thing. I'm using mosquito, like it's like a bucket thing, and it's a yeast mix, and then mosquito thing, a fly buckets, and then they are drawn to the sweet, and then they go in there. And but the thing is that you can take the flies. It's disgusting when they all get in there, but you can then dig a hole and put it back down into the dirt, and it feeds the dirt, and they decompose because it's a natural substance that they're drawn to. I'm not using a chemical, so then I can bury that as to refeed the dirt. And so I want to get the pods going. And that was the wildflower, and then we got an array of and quite frankly, I was shocked at how these weren't none of this was that much money. Teddy bear sunflowers. These are cute little ones. Mammoth gray stripe. If I can get them propagated properly, lots of seeds. I should be able to get lots of hardy seeds. Sunflower seeds for planting. This is an array of them. We didn't even go in here yet, or did I? I did. Oh, I don't think I did. No, I didn't. I didn't look at these. I mean, we'll have sunflowers. It'll be like the sunflower nation going on. He said that across the street. Well, as long as I'm seeing a bunch of sunflowers, that's one thing, but not these things. They're very scared of stuff around here, too. It's very alarming to me. I get it. There are certain invasives you have to keep at bay. But there's some that if you can keep them kind of in a contained area, for instance, pokeberries, not safe for livestock. You don't want it around a lot of livestock, or like I wouldn't let the dogs be, because Poe is experimental. Good Lord. So, or they both are, I don't know, but see, the birds love pokeberries, so I have like a small spot where I let some be. And it's back into like the fence thing, and we added DoorDash and stuff, you know. So, but the other thing was, I gotta do the girly stuff too. I broke down and got myself some henna. Never ordered through this company. Honestly, I haven't done hair color, like traditional hair color, in a long, long time. I would choose, if I did try something, I would choose the ones that did not have the one chemical in it. I used to only do henna, hair dye. They had it at a hair salon shop that I could go in. It was for the general public too, and they had an array of henna. Henna is supposedly vegetable based if there is a dye. Now what I'm doing here, and I've never done it, it's got me a little thrown. It's supposed to reduce or help with the gray appearance. But the thing is it says indigo. So I'm like, oh, this should be landing funny. Am I going to end up with indigo? Supposed to not, because for some reason it goes with the one thing, or I still have to get the brown dye to put in this. It might have been the mistake I made, but this is a work in progress. But well, that's funny because my hair is like such an odd hairstyle right now for me and with the camera. But I've been cutting my own hair since high school. And I used to do my own bangs, and even when I keep my hair long sometimes, I would keep that trimmed on my own. And I stopped going to hair salons. One, the bleach and the permanent dyes and nail polish wreaks havoc on me in so many ways. I'll inevitably leave there with a migraine, and I just don't like the chemical odors like that. So what I was able to get today was $6 off on a Brahmi powder. It's called water hyssop. It's supposed to help with skin and hair. We'll see. And then it says henna power with the indigo powder has something to do with the gray. But I may actually call or chat and say, do I also have to get the brown dye put in with it? We'll see. So for $25, I mean, what would it be now to go to a salon? And they're not going to have henna in most places. It would be, what, about $100 or close if I went in for color, trim, wash. I know it's supposed to just be like a nice thing we do for ourselves, but I don't like the chemical odors. It's just not for me. So, these are just beautiful. We're just gonna like let them like fall like that. This here. I think that's enough of the rambles. So I can show the. Now this says that it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt other like frogs and things. But they're still kind of weird to me. They're like little donuts of some sort of mix, and then they dissolve in the pool. I'd say we go up and check for the bottom feeders, but like I said, I mean, what was I doing? Yeah, well, you gotta wonder about that sometimes. So, but I have to make the dogs come in. Come here, Poe. Can you come in here, please? Thank you. Because they're too protective. And I don't trust them around the pool. They're not going to know what to do. And we took them up once with leashes, and they were just like, it was like as if Hip was just going to nosedive right in. And we don't have there's no ramp for them. I have to get a ramp. Like a ramp for disabled people sometimes too. Like when I'm injured or whatever. So I prayed before I put the bottom feeders in here. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to add, it's so gross looking. That's the thing too, is it was probably just too dirty to do this. Pool's about 5 feet or so. It looks so much deeper. I think if it was filled to the edge, it's about 5 feet. But see, I'm only about 5'3". Okay, so that would not be the deep end, but see, this is just like me. I'm not performing. I get a little bored just with me, you know, like this. But I mean, people probably prefer it. But now, oh geez. Or you know, I'll just look at how many I put in last time. Okay, so about 9. Now this does not remove mosquitoes. It promotes them to not, the eggs won't make it. The eggs will not make it. So you know it's not fully safe. I mean, they say everything's safe and they're feeding us chemicals all the time. Here, well, I just lost the packaging stuff. Oh, that's where this one went. It's probably one of those days where he was being like super pushy and it wouldn't stop. So I threw the one over here. It's like completely soaking wet. I hang that or wash it and put it in the dryer. One of the rope toys. Alright guys, I'm gonna go. Look at them, fruitcakes. Look at them looking at the rope. Okay, so almost ready in here. Got this all cleared out. It was like a jungle gym for the chickens for when the midday we would put them back up. Or however I had the schedule at the end there. They were all out more because it was just, but the dogs, it was just too much for them. And I kind of knew it would be, but we wanted to try because of the things that shifted with my body with after the explosion thing. I didn't know, and it was just something I really wanted to try once, and just to know that maybe we could do it if we had to. Well, I mean, we kind of need to, but we're not going to be able to with them, so. No, that was stupid of me. I got to put it up here until I can. All right, I'm going to go.